Now we are discussing about choice of a solvent required for liquid extraction. As I said, this is a little complicated system where we are using both the phases as same. Both are liquid in nature. So here the property of a solvent what we are selecting is a key role for separation of the constituent, the solute what we have used the term is important here. So the choice of solvent depends on some of the properties of a liquid necessary for better separation. In that, first and foremost stands is selectivity of that particular solvent. So when I say selectivity, it is talking about how better it is taking up that solute in it and dissolving it in a faster rate. So that is indicated by the term called beta here. As in case of distillation, we have used the term alpha, which is relative volatility, is a main key point for the separation of a component. Here, this beta is the main component for selection of a solvent for a better separation of constituents. So by definition, beta is weight fraction C in extract by weight fraction of A in extract divided by the ratio of weight fraction C in raffinate and weight fraction A in raffinate. And in other terms, if you simplify the parameter, it is talking about the solute distribution in extract and the raffinate phase. So Y star is indicating the equilibrium condition. It nothing but the amount moving from the solute moving from the base solution to the fresh added solvent. So that is the reason it is indicated as Y star. It means the separation we are going to consider only when both the phases attaining the equilibria. And for better selectivity, if we talk about the selectivity of a component, its value should be greater than 1. If that ratio is greater than 1, so it is indicating the very good separation. And if at all it is equals to 1 or less than that, it is very difficult to separate the component. So that is indicating here by this beta values. So more the value than unity, better the separation is taking place. So whenever you select the solvent, you have to check with this selectivity. Later comes the distribution coefficient. The distribution coefficient is actually talking about how the component is distributed between both the layers, both the solvents. It is with respect to the solute point of view we are talking about, and it need not be necessarily equals greater than 1. If it is 1 also, not a problem for the separation. It is talking about how better that solute is distributing among both the phases is talking about. And the insolubility of solvent, this is also important parameter here. When I said there are three liquid, we have come across in a previous slide that we have a three liquid system where one pair is partially miscible, two pair is partially miscible, and the third one is one pair is partially miscible with one solid present. So in such cases, the insolubility of solvent matters a lot. If it is more soluble, it is very difficult to separate, and that further separation cost will increases the cost of installation or the operation. So that we don't want in a process industry. So that is the reason insolubility of a solvent should be very high in such cases, and it is with respect to solvent, not with respect to solute. That you have to keep in mind. Then recoverability. So it is nothing but once we have used that solvent, it should be reused again and again so that you can avoid the fresh addition of a solvent. If at all, in more cases, if water is the solvent, then also water is nowadays becoming very stringent component, and it's very difficult to get pure water for the processes. So regeneration process should be adopted, and such cases recoverability of that solvent should be easy and economical. That point of view you have to see before selecting the solvent for particular extraction process. Then the fifth one is density. So density of solvent should be high so that you will form a two layer. The more the layer formation is taking place, more the difference, that says larger the difference, better separation is taking place. Because if density differences are there, then easy separation will take place using a simple mechanical apparatus, and you need only one additional mass transfer unit to separate that solute from solvent, not more than that. So density difference should be also consider before selecting the solvent for process. Then comes interfacial tension. So interfacial tension is nothing but again talking about the separation way, how you are going to separate using a mechanical aspect. So for that, interfacial tension should be large, then only you can easily separate the component. Next one is chemical reactivity. The solvent what you are using should not be reactive with neither the solvent present in the solution or with the solute, and you have to use the solvent which is inert in nature with the existing system, and easily solute can be extracted and separate easily. And that's what it says, the solvent what we selecting should be stable in nature. Then further properties like common viscosity, vapor pressure and freezing point, they should be low for ease in handling. If these are very high, then it is very difficult. This increases pumping cost. This is going to be a problem in container hold up. And freezing point is nothing but you are going to lose, or you can say solidification of solvents takes place, which is not supposed and support the operation of separation process. So these three should be low for ease in handling. Other than this, there are many other common natures you have to take it, like non-toxicity. It should be non-toxic in nature, low cost, ease of available, easily transportable. Like this, these are the common properties of a solvent you look into before selecting for the liquid extraction. Now moving on to the next discussion of ours is extraction equipment. So when these two systems, liquid extraction systems, it means one solution and one solvent come in contact in a container, how that contacts are taking place and what are the different equipment exist in the industries. So the first and foremost is differential extractors. So differential extractors are nothing but just a column type of a, or one reactor, column type of a reactor where you are introducing your liquid solution and a solvent, making it to mix it, and because of the density difference you are going to get the separate layer. And the differential extractor is talking about intermittently you can take out the component. And mixer settlers are the one where you have a single stage and a series of batteries along with that. So batteries are nothing but the series connection of individual mixer tanks. And here what happens, this mixer settler is having a column along with one agitator which will help in mixing of both the components and uniformity throughout the solvent reaching in entire solution present in the container. So that is a type of equipment used in extraction process, and this is used as individual and series. So when we use it series, it is called as mixer settler batteries, and which is having agitation phenomenon also, and agitation should not be affecting the breaking up of these layer formation. Once that mixing is done, after equilibrium attainment is done, you have to leave that particular solutions to settle for a while. So that's what it is, a combination of mixer settler, two layer formation is taking place, and once that two layers are formed, the bottom the heavy component is taken out from the bottom side and the extract is taken at the top side. Then comes perforated plate or sieve type. This is also same like your distillation column where you have a sieve trace mounted in a stage. And here also we are coming across stage wise operations. To get a better separation, we'll have a multi-stage operations, and those stage will be given in a column as a plate wise. One plate gives you one stage. So perforated plate is given where the solvent is passing through and the solution is moving up depending on the density difference. Here again, the lower density particle can taking up at the top side, and heavy one is due to the gravity falling down. So that is how you have to select the component in this cases, and the contact period will be taking place in that one particular sieve plate, and the same operation is happening there. The leaving component, leaving streams are equilibrium at each other. That is the concentration profile coming in the column. Then next type is spray towers. So in spray towers, you are spraying the solvent at the top and your solution is moving and counter current action is taking place, and based on that separations are going to take place. And so there are certain drawbacks are also available depending on the individual applications. The next one is rotating disc contactor. This is the newer version of a instrument introduced into the industry, where you have a column and agitator is having uh, you can say that shaft is having a pin like a structure, so individual segment will have a rotation there, and the rotating disc is mounted at the center of the column, and that is how the process is taking place. And the last one is pulse column. So pulse column is the one where you are literally pulsating the component so that the mixing is taking place properly and the separation is done prominently. And this is how the different types of equipments used in process industry for liquid extraction.